What's up, Peep Squad? Peep Squad is in the building, baby. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. My peeps, my peoples, Peep Squad is in the building, baby. Let's get down to the situation. Joseline Hernandez was on the Wendy Williams show, baby. And she came there to show up and show out for real, for real. She was feeling a certain type of way. She wasn't feeling Wendy Williams at all. She came there to read Wendy. And Wendy was just like shocked and surprised. But Wendy did mention that Joseline was very irate and yelling at the producer that was basically trying to get the interview together and get it all going. So Joseline had a gripe with Wendy Williams because allegedly Wendy Williams done said some shit, did some shit to Joseline and made fun of her in some type of way. And so Joseline got her revenge today when she got on the Wendy Williams show and she was going in and she was feeling a certain type of way. She probably feels humiliated and embarrassed about something that Wendy Williams said about her and shaded her, because Wendy Williams will shade you and forget that she shaded you and ask you to come on her show, and usually people comply, but Joseline did not comply. She feel like it's a situation. So Wendy, she starts off by saying that, Joseline, you look so different. You know, I can hardly recognize you. And she said, in a good way. So that's what Wendy Williams said to Joseline. And Joseline was like, what? I hope it isn't. Hopefully it is in a good way, Miss Wendy Williams. Because you know, Miss Wendy, I must say this first. I hope you are going to give me my flowers today. How much I have worked, how much I put out there. I hope you honor me about how much I work and what I do. I put it out there. Through all the things and everything that I've been through, I have accomplished so much. I'm a woman, and every time I come to your show, you do not give me my flowers. Wendy, you are 35 years my senior. I was like, damn, she was feeling a certain type of way. Joseline, why you go in and talk about Wendy Williams' age? We already had Andy Cohen trying to shade Wendy about her age. So now you got Joseline talking about you are 35 years my senior. And she said it twice. And Wendy was like, oh, shade. Wendy picked up that shade. And so Joseline was like, I'm serious. And Joseline continues on to say, I should get those flowers. I should feel wanted by you, Wendy. You know, and Wendy was like, you are wanted by me. And Joseline said, we as young women, we feel like you be trying us. Wendy said, I always say that you are interesting and you are entertaining and you are wanted by me. And Wendy's like, what's going on? Wendy was like, this is going to be difficult. I just knew it. She was prepared for the situation. And, you know, Joseline continued and was like, you know, I don't feel like, you know, we are wanted by you, especially me. Every time I come on your show, you compare me to another woman. I do not need to be compared. I made my own brand for years. I made myself. I have my own TV show, the #1 show in the country, baby. And Wendy jumped in, was like, baby, it's not the #1 show. It's the #1 show on Zeus Network. I was like, oh. And then Wendy said it's been renewed for 3 seasons. So don't get it twisted, because, girl, Wendy mentioned at the end of her interview with Joseline that she has the #1 show in the country. So get it straight, get it right, get it tight, get it right. I was like, Lord have mercy. Wendy is feeling a certain type of way. And so Joseline was like, no, it's the #1 show in the country. I want you to know how I feel, Wendy. And then Wendy was like, well, you feel undervalued. So do I. Wendy was like, I feel undervalued too as well. Wendy was like, I feel undervalued. You know, men make more money than me. Like, I'm not getting the same pay rate that other men that are doing the same thing that I'm doing. And let's not even mention race or color in the situation, because that's a whole nother thing. And Wendy was like, I still don't make the dollar that I supposed to make. Men make more money than me. So excuse me, Joseline, you need to fall back. Wendy was trying to get Joseline Hernandez to show her shoes, but it took forever for, you know, Joseline to show her shoes. And I was like, she could have saved that, because them shoes that Joseline showed was ugly and they look cheap. But in any event, Joseline went on to basically let Wendy know, listen, I'm making cool money. I'm making good money. I make my own show. You know, you should do the same. I was like, girl, Joseline, do you know that you are on the Wendy Williams show? It says the Wendy Williams show. So what are you talking about? And so Joseline was trying to shade, but I don't know what's going on with Joseline. Joseline said you should make your own show. And then Joseline went on to say, as woman to woman each other higher. We need to lift each other higher. You know, other women, game, handling their business, handling the game, and handling everything that's going on. So Joseline basically was feeling like Wendy done did some shit to her, and she wanted to check her point blank. And also she wanted to get some ratings for her show, the Cabaret, on the Zeus Network. In any event, Joseline Hernandez used a Tupac line. I'm from the gutter. I'm from the streets. You know, she used one of them lines on Wendy. Give me that respect. You know, black women that come on your show, you need to do better by them. The way that you treat the black woman is not cool. And then Joseline jumped in and says, you are not in an abusive relationship anymore. You don't deal with that man anymore. You should be in a better place where people come on your show and you respect black culture. You respect black women and be nicer. You know, I was like, damn. She was like, you need to be nicer to the ladies. You need to be nicer to us. You should give us our flowers while we're here. Tell us how proud of us that you are. Wendy says, I am not proud of all. I was like, Lord have mercy. Wendy was like, listen, I ain't proud of all, so you ain't gonna get me up here to lying today. I am not proud of all. And so basically, you know, Joseline goes in and was like, listen, what I've been through, where I came from. And Joseline was like, what I've been through, you know, make so much harder. You know, you can't do better. So basically, when Joseline was like, she's been through so much, and you make it even harder, Wendy. You can do better. And Wendy continues to say, show me your shoes, girl. Show me your shoes. And Joseline is not even trying to show Wendy Williams her shoes. She is just trying to read and shade Wendy Williams as best as she can. But luckily, Wendy took a break today, and she didn't want to fall back and just, you know, roast the shit out of Joseline, because you know damn well Wendy can roast her up and down, here and out, and it would just make more sense. But in any event, it is what it is. Joseline says, you ain't got nothing to say, Wendy. Wendy said, I said what I said. I do not apologize for anything. This is what I do, pop culture. And so Joseline jumped in and was like, yo, you only do this to young black women. You only do this to young black and Latino women. I was like, oh, she said young black, Spanish black. You do not do that to anyone else. So basically, Joseline is calling out Wendy, saying that Wendy, you know, she ridicules, she puts down the black girls, the Spanish girls, and she uplifts the Caucasian girls. So you guys find that true? I find that Wendy uplifts whoever she feels like she wants to uplift. If she don't like you, she don't like you. It is what it is. But a lot of people have said that they feel like Wendy, you know, come at black women, you know, the worst. Then she comes at the Caucasian women. You know, that's what people have said. That's what people are saying. But Wendy has totally, you know, lighten up, because when she was on the radio, she was a beast. You seen the Wendy Williams movie, you seen the Wendy Williams documentary. She had to have security on deck, because she was out here talking shit about any and everybody and exposing people's business like it was nobody's business. But in any event, some people do call Wendy out for that situation, thinking that, you know, she dogs out black women. And basically Joseline is like, you take it so much differently, you know, with the Caucasian women. There's so many different words, but she didn't say Caucasian. She just said the other. And so Joseline goes on to say, you know, I want my flowers. And then Wendy ends up throwing some flowers at, you know, Joseline while she was on stage. You know, Joseline was actually, you know, via internet, you know, talking to Miss Wendy, and Wendy threw the plastic flowers that sit in front of her at Joseline. She said, here are your flowers. See her throwing the flowers. Here's your flowers. Wendy's pissed because Wendy wanted to get into the details about the Stevie J situation. She wanted to get into the details about her, you know, dogging out Faith and just the whole situation that went down between them. And also, what did she think about the Stevie J and Faith documentary, Behind Every Man, that's on, you know, the OWN network. But Joseline was not hearing it. Joseline was not there for an interview. She was there to roast and gag, disrespect Wendy, and tell Wendy how she feels about the situation. So it is what it is. And then Joseline said, well, you can tune into my show on the Zeus network, Joseline Cabaret. It's a streaming service, Wendy. You know, I know you don't know how to use a streaming service. You know, ask your audience or your producer. So basically, Joseline is out here trying to say that Wendy Williams is old and she doesn't know how to use a streaming service at all. And basically, she needs some help. So Wendy has been shaded twice, you know, within the past month about her age. First, it was was Andy. Now Joseline is shading her about she's 35 years her senior, and also she don't know how to use a streaming service. I was like, Lord, this lady ran a radio station, multiple radio station, and had everything under her that she controlled herself. So what are you talking about? You don't know. Wendy knows how to use a streaming service. She just ain't paying for the bullshit because she knows it's bullshit. But in any event, Wendy was okay with the situation. I was like, damn, Wendy, she came out here. Joseline came out here to, get at Wendy Williams, point blank, period. It is what it is. And Joseline says, I'm not going to let anyone make fun of me on national TV. Joseline said, I'm not going to let nobody make fun of me at all and make me look bad. Because Joseline basically was telling the producers that she feel like Wendy shades her, make her look bad. And, maybe Joseline can't catch on when she's being shaded and when she's being distant to afterwards until somebody tells her, So Joseline was already pretty mad and pretty upset. So it seems like some things about Joseline hasn't changed. She tried her best. She did conduct herself in a better way when she was coming at Wendy. Like, she wasn't trying to fight. She wasn't calling her all types of names and things of that nature. So she calmed down a little bit when it comes to expressing her anger and her madness, because she was very mad. But it is what it is. So, Wendy Williams tried to ask her about Stevie J and, Faith Evans, but she would not speak on it at all. Wendy called, her Joseline's daughter, Bonnie, 2 years old. She was like, no, she's 4. And she was like, I don't really want to talk about, Joseline was like, I don't really want to talk about Stevie because, they kind of like jealous of me because look where I'm at. I'm so successful now. Now, every man that I've been with, they looking at me like, ooh, look at me, because she's successful. She got her own show and she's been making her ways around the network and TV. It is what it is. She would not answer any questions about the beef between her, Faith, and Stevie J. I don't know if she moved past it or she don't want to talk about it anymore because maybe she felt like she was in a wrong, because she was talking about Faith Evans, disabled son and Stevie J's stepson and calling him all types of names and shit like that, and saying that Faith Evans is out here in these streets cheating on Stevie J. And Stevie J told Ballistic, Joseline's boyfriend, and Joseline that Faith Evans is cheating on him and she is on drugs. She didn't mention none of that shit. I was like, what's going on? You falling back from what you said, Joseline? Like, what happened? So I think Joseline didn't want to give Wendy Williams that tea, and she didn't want to talk about it because maybe Joseline was just doing it to promote her new show that was coming out, Joseline Cabaret on the Zeus Network. Or basically maybe her and Stevie J made up about the situation. But Stevie J basically said, Joseline, if you want this smoke, you can get this smoke. I'll let everything hang out. And basically Stevie was saying that Joseline is still on drugs. Joseline be out here doing the most. And he basically disrespected her, called her a liar. And she said, and Stevie J said, if any of you guys believe what Joseline said is crazy, this is the same woman that accused me of doing something wrong to my biological daughter that he has with Mimi. So it is what it is. And and so Wendy was like, so I know you mad at me now, but you have a unique way of delivering your message. And Joseline says, okay, I get what you're saying. You do too, Wendy. And Wendy said, that's why I have the #1 show in the country. The #1 show. So basically, Wendy Williams wanted to correct Joseline, let her know that she don't have the #1 show in the country. It's Wendy Williams that have the #1 show in the country. And so therefore, that's when Joseline was like, I'm going to let you have that, Wendy, but you've been here longer than me. I was like, ooh, baby. And Wendy did apologize to Joseline. So I guess Wendy went in on Joseline. It's not really hard to not go in on Joseline. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? So you guys tell me what you think.